Hey folks, the Comics Kid 2099 here, and it's time for me to talk about an episode of a superhero animated series. Today, I'll be talking about the Batman Beyond Season 2 episode, The Egg Baby. I'll be spoiling things, so if you haven't seen the episode, you should go do that if you don't like spoilers. And if you don't mind spoilers, then carry on, as I'll be quickly summing up the episode's plot before I get into the review. A crime lord named Mom Mayhem and her two sons are going around stealing rubies, and Batman has to stop her. While that's going on, his family studies class is doing that thing where they give you an egg or a robotic baby doll, as it was at my school for people who took that class, and the doll/egg acts as a real baby in preparation for parenthood. In this case, it is both an egg and a robot baby, and Terry has to haul this thing around while being Batman to try and stop Mom Mayhem. Hilarity ensues. In the commentary for this episode found on the DVD box set, the creators behind the show mentioned that this was probably the one episode where, more than any other episode, they really tried catering to a specific demographic. Specifically, the demographic was the people who decide which TV shows and movies win an Emmy Award, and as such, in catering the episode for that purpose, it is quite a bit different than your average episode of this series, but I don't necessarily mind that. For one, it's quite a bit more lighthearted than your average episode of this show. That's not to say that the stakes are lessened because of this. Just because the city isn't in jeopardy doesn't mean that the stakes aren't high. Terry's grade depends on him taking care of this egg baby, and I come to care about that egg's safety because of this, even after seeing this episode numerous times and knowing the outcome in advance. But speaking of humor, this episode revels in it, and I love every minute of it. There are several laugh-out-loud moments, like the very idea of the jerk jock Nelson being a loving, caring father to the egg baby, Terry screaming that he wants a divorce, Terry asking Bruce to take care of the egg baby and being met with a death glare, or Bruce Wayne asking Ace how someone fails family studies. Even moments that we don't even get to see, like Terry mentioning that Matt was launching rubber bands at the egg baby, get a laugh out of me. Maybe it's just that I love this episode so much, and if it was a different episode, the humor wouldn't appeal to me as much, but I do find myself wishing that this series had tried to use more humorous lines and situations like this elsewhere in this series. Maybe not in such a concentrated blast, but even in an episode where Terry is investigating slappers, this series could really stand to use more humor. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of this series, but it really never occurred to me until watching this episode this time just how dour it can sometimes be. But that's not something that will bring the series down for me from now on. It's just something that occurred to me when watching this episode just now. Even though this episode dials back on the supervillain plot stuff here, I imagine in an attempt to scoop that Emmy Award, that doesn't mean that the supervillain stuff that we do get is lazy or phoned in. Mom Mayhem is certainly not a character with a whole lot of humanity. She's cruel to her sons and is willing to kill and bully just for a set of rubies, and not even more money or other jewels that she has the opportunity to steal. But her motivations are kinda sorta sweet. The idea of a criminal holding on to a set of jewelry out of sentimentality is a cute little idea, even if the episode punctuates this with the joke reveal that Ma's husband ran out on her some time back. This sort of thing is small, but it does wonders in fleshing out this character just enough to make her feel like an actual character and not just a cardboard cutout. This is a minor thing that I praised a few episodes ago in Armory, but once again, this series takes advantage of having a large cast of characters available to use in the high school and actually uses them. We've seen characters like Blade, Howard, and Nelson before, and so it makes sense to use them when they're available instead of just, say, creating a new bimbo girl for Terry to have as his partner in class. This is something I complain about when they do throw in a new character and act like they've been there the whole time, so when they go in the other direction, I try to praise this series. Sometimes I come up on an episode in this series that I am about to review, and I see the title and I can't remember anything about the episode. Even more rarely, sometimes I'll get into an episode and I still don't remember seeing it, even though I know I did. And then on the other end of that spectrum, you have episodes like Egg Baby, which is definitely one of my top 10 episodes of this series. I wouldn't want this to be the norm for this series, even if I think that the rest of the series could take a few pointers from this episode. But maybe it being so different from the rest of this series is what makes me love it so much. Who knows? Regardless, I hope you guys liked this episode as much as I did, and like this review. If you did, then next week I hope you'll tune in to my review of Mask of the Phantasm, the animated movie. And the week after that, I'll be doing another episode of Batman Beyond. And then I also do other kinds of videos throughout the week, so be sure to check those out as well. And if you did like this video, then be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. In the meantime, I'll see you guys in the future. Take care.